show, we've just left Florida and we're heading to Charlotte, North Carolina, which hold on. I'm thinking that it's supposed to be raining in Florida and it's supposed to be nice in Charlotte this time of year. And I think we're getting the exact opposite of that. So I'm wondering how that's going to play out for the Wells Fargo Championship.
I don't know. We're leaving the snake pit from last week. It has been raining. It's going to be soggy. I don't know. What's the weather look like the entire week here? Let's take a look.
I think it clears up a little bit after Wednesday, but I mean, it's going to be a long course. We'll get into that a little bit later.
It doesn't look that bad. It doesn't look that bad. It's like partly cloudy, so it'll be all right. You'll be all right.
Yeah, they're going to have to dry that place out. But, hey, congratulations to Sam Burns, man.
Oh, yeah.
First-time winner on the PGA Tour. I need to get a...
There you go. Cheers,
Sam.
Mm-hmm. Hard fought, man.
I hope I don't get emotional on the show. I mean, he's
all choked up.
Yeah, the waterworks rolling out there, baby. That player incentive program definitely. I know it's the player impact program. I personally like to call it the player incentive program because it's incentivizing these guys to do different things. I guess it's impacting them financially, but it's more incentivizing them for, and hold on, speaking of, and by the way, Dan and I are not taking anything away.
Real quick, before you go to that next point, I want to talk about the tiers real quick, because if he's calculating, I'm not sure if he got it from Dust, if it's 5 player impact points per tier, I'd hate to see when Rickie starts crying when he misses these cuts.
What I was getting ready to say was, this is for entertainment purposes only. Dan and I are not professionals at anything that we do, except for, we're not even professionals at drinking. However, this Sagamore Rye barrel pick that I'm going to be enjoying, that we collabed with the Rochester, New York Elite Barrel Pickers Club. Yeah. I'm getting so close to getting that right. This thing is so good. But it's a player incentive program. I don't know how it's not. And so as a matter of fact, I was watching Golf Today, or Golf Live Now, whatever the show is on Golf Channel. And they were talking about, what's the guy's name? I don't know if you can find it or not. I didn't pull it up, but the guy that did the Monday, he qualified Monday.
Oh, yeah.
He's been trying to get on tour. He's been trying to make a tournament. His first tournament, he's on the phone with his dad. They're calling. I called it a few weeks ago. I mean, it's like, is PGA turning into the WWF I guess
Mike Viscakis.
Mike Visacci.
Okay.
Visacci, I think. Visacci. Yeah. Anyway, what's the first time he's ever played in a tournament? So of course we don't know his name. But what they were talking about was, I'm going to paraphrase. I'm going to put it in Birdies and Bourbons terms. And essentially they were saying is, you can do it. You can kind of hype yourself up and you can kind of get there, but it's got to be real.
Mm-hmm.
And, and I think, I mean, I'm kind of scratching my head. I'm joking about the whole WWF, WWE thing, but I mean, so you've got athletes, right? And back in the day when you had, you got Trevino and Rodriguez. I mean, you've got like this plethora of personalities out there that are engaging. Now, granted, 30 years ago, hell, even 20 years ago, you didn't have the social media aspect of things of, when Palmer, Nicklaus, you got all these guys that are playing golf and doing, and living their life also. They weren't under the scrutiny that anybody's under today.
Right.
So I think that where they were kind of coming from is, hey, it's gotta be genuine. Like if you're out there like playing the heel or whatever from the aspect of, I'm going to go create some content and it's not going to be legitimate or it's not going to be genuine, that's not what they're looking for. And I haven't read the rules on how they're judging and how they're comparing all that stuff yet, except I think the more commercials you record, the higher your incentive is going to be. So I think that it's going to be interesting to see how they take this sport that is so that is just so anchored in heritage and the values and the fundamentals of what golf has always been and what probably most people think golf is supposed to be. And how do you keep it from becoming the X Games? Right. Yeah. And kind of that banter and how do you keep it fair? And I think it's going to be a challenge for a lot of people, right? I mean, if you look at Tiger and I'll get off of this in just a second, but if you look at Tiger, right? I mean, he was ranked, they did the evaluation, they looked at it and Tiger was ranked number 1. Well, I wouldn't say it's because Tiger did anything except for go out and become the best golfer in the world.
Yep.
Right. Yep. And maybe allegedly, maybe one of the best golfers, thanks, Madamski, allegedly the best golfer of all time.
Yep.
So, and definitely if he's not number 1, he's number 2. Mm-hmm. So he did it, I think, in a fashion that was, people aren't going out to look at, Twitter boy, what's he posting today? Or you're not going to watch commercials and what outfit are they wearing? I mean, he did it in a way, even prior to, could you imagine, like fast forward and repeat that and what social media is today? I mean, what does that career look like? I don't know, maybe questionable, maybe not. But I think those are some of the challenges that people are going to have is how do you do it in a way that's organic, that connects to your audience and or the audience that the PGA wants you to connect with, and that it's fluid, it's natural, and it's what people want to see without just creating that kind of, I don't want to call it bogus, but how do you make sure you're not? I mean, our chat with Hudson last week was it was great, right? I mean, we got the athlete on course, and then, we had an opportunity to segue into some off-course ventures and things that are happening and, real-time struggles on the PGA Tour, which, I think, and I'm not saying that because it was our show. I mean, I think other people are doing a great job of that. But I think that's going to be a little bit of the challenge that's going to happen. I mean, how many golf balls are you going to be able to hit into a glass of Corona? I don't know. I've never seen it done except for on TV. So, but maybe we'll see it this week. Ricky is showing up at he is showing up in Charlotte, which he plays well at Quail Hollow. So I can understand why he's showing up there. I think.
Where's Jordan this week?
That's a good one, and let me look and see. I don't know. Do the little play the song, Dan. Play the song. I know there's no song, but let me look and see if Jordan's got any history. I don't think he'll show up in Fantasy National because he's not in the field, so he's not going to show up. I don't know. I mean, he's had to have played here before, but I don't know. Where I would say Jordan is. So Spieth's got a win. And hold on, before we go there, I guess I'll let the cat out of the bag. If you had to, from this point in the 21 season, if you had to name player of the year, you could call it player of the year, or you could call it, I'm going to call it the MVP. So I guess player of the year, right? Or you could call it most improved. Either way, you take it whichever direction you want to go. Who is that person?
Stuart Sink.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
2 wins. Pulling for the old timer, are you?
2 wins.
I'm not arguing. He is definitely in my top 5. Okay. Definitely in my top 5. Mm-hmm. And the reason he is not my number 1 is because, and again, I mean this respectfully, who was talking about Stuart Sink prior to the first of the 2 wins?
It's been a while. Yeah. Right. That's why I put him as player. Like, holy cow, this guy kind of popped. Where did he come from? And I'd love to see it. Yeah.
And I think hey, I couldn't argue that Stuart Sink is not my number 2 guy. Mm-hmm. My number 1 is Jordan Spieth. And I don't know why we're talking about him because you got me off on this tangent over here. You're feeding me booze and you got me off on a tangent over here. So here I go. Don't you
do that. Don't you try to say I made you go down this road. You just want to get him pip points. That's what you want. Pip points.
Now, see, for Jordan Spieth, I think it is player impact points. I think that Jordan Spieth is doing it the right way. And absolutely, I want to get him pit points. I want him in the top 10. What they pulled was not in the top 10. I don't think he was in the top 10.
This is called the Cal Spieth pip kicker.
I hope we get a bonus after that. We need to look at the bylaws and see if there's any. Is there anything that says that we can't be rewarded from the PIP program, but we could be rewarded outside of the PIP program? We'll take like signed golf balls.
That's right.
We'll take your old socks. We'll take whatever you got. We'll take. But I don't know how it can't be Jordan Spieth. I mean, this is a guy that is. I mean, he went from and the reason I say the two are different, and there's an age difference there, obviously. But you've got Stuart Sink that I don't want to say nobody was talking about it. He's a damn good golfer. He's shown and has been, and he's definitely showing it with his most recent performance. But I mean, everybody was just riding Spieth. I mean, they were riding him like Seabiscuit, man. I mean, it's like, how is that dude ever going to come back? And you're just dogging somebody out. And then, you go out and you make that turnaround. Does it continue? I don't know. Golf's a tough sport, especially at that level. So, I mean, we'll see if that's something that they continue on and they pull through. But yeah, I think it's got to be Spieth. I don't know what anybody else could do. I guess you could go out and win like Hideki. Is he going to? Nah, you can't go out and win 4 majors this year. Not going to happen. Hideki ain't going to win another one this year. So I'm not wishing that he doesn't. I just don't think
he may win the Olympics though in Japan.
He could. Now that's not. Yeah, his arm will probably be sore from holding the flame.
All that sake.
Let's see. Siri's trying to. So hey. The PGA is listing. Siri is.
Oh
yeah, they're definitely listening. So Fowler showing up this week versus last week or the week before. It's like, hey, I'm going to show up to a major-esque field and intend to compete. I don't know. Where was he at last week? Where was he at the week before? How long has it been since Fowler's played? By the way, he didn't play the Masters.
It's been a while.
He hadn't played since the Masters, right? Or it's been previous to the Masters since he's played.
I can look. Hold on.
TPC, I guess.
How much was he?
Well, pricey. Well, hold on. I can tell you. He's in the
$7,800.
Did you ever think you'd see Rickie Fowler price at $7,800?
He played the Valero, the 17th at the Valero. Yeah, okay.
All right. So there you go.
And he played Honda. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Just before the Masters, right? Like you said. Yep.
Oh, you know what he's doing? He's showing up to Quail Hollow and he's going to bird dog Stuart Sink. He's hooking up. He's like, hey, man, I need my person to get with your person. I need to see your calendar. And I'm playing every tournament. I know I'm on repeat on that, but I mean, I don't know why he's not doing that. What's he like 105th, 106th in the world right now?
111th, I thought. Who, Rickie? Yeah. I think it's 110. I think it's 110.
So it's like, yeah, it got to be, well, you don't have to be a little more selective. I mean, if the guy never plays another competitive round of golf again, I'm sure he's in good shape. But as an athlete, as a PGA professional, I'm sure that's not the situation that he wants to be in.
116.
There you go. So, yeah, and
he and Phil are neck and neck. Seriously,
you think that
115, 116?
You think I know? I think both those guys will be in my lineup this week. You think they have you think they've got a side bet on who finishes? And here's how. Do you bet who finishes worse or who finishes better?
Better, of course. Yeah, I mean, yeah. So
we should take that bet right now. You want to take that?
Do you remember what bet you and I were doing like this time last year? Would Phil finish the year outside the top 50?
Yeah.
50.
Yeah.
Now he's like 115.
Well, he's going to turn it around this week. I see him making the cut and making something happen. Come on.
Believer. There comes the shades. Here come the shades. I think I actually been seeing some good signs of life out of Phil. I mean,
I know.
Yeah, and he dropped the Yacht Master or whatever he was wearing back for the Cellini watch, and yeah, he's like, I mean, the old times. Let the old times roll.
I mean, why wouldn't you?
Oh yeah.
Shout out to Mike Weir on the Champions Tour, holding off 100%. John Daly, holding out the Canadian Mike Weir, previous Masters champion. I think he's been battling some injuries here or in the past at least. So he holds out. Daly was looking good, man. Talking about some health challenges, but Daly with bladder cancer, I think he's got that all kind of squared away and under control. So Looking good there. Daily, what's it, 17? I'm not going to call the hole because I forget what it was. I was knee deep in I was reusing not reusing. I was taking advantage of the leftover simple syrup I had from all the Derby money that I lost, making those damn mint juleps. I was working on some old fashions and some riffs on those. But Daly, he chunks it in the water, and then Weir is just absolutely on fire, pin hunting out there, and gets it done. So cheers to the Canadian Mike Weir. Fantastic week for the Canadians. Good to see you there, eh?
Hey.
And yeah, so I don't know. It's weird. Does Weir win another Masters? I'm going to say no, but maybe he contends and makes the cut. You never know.
What'd you think about the Derby? I saw your post on the old gram, and I threw it up on YouTube. So YouTube and Facebook, so it'll be up there now. You making your mint julep out of your pin hook.
Well, let me tell you what I thought about it. I thought the mint julep was fantastic. I think I used Bourbon County 2018 release bourbon from Pinhook. I think that complemented it really well. Was it Godfrey bourbon that used Pinhook as well? Used the same release? I think it was Godfrey. It could have been somebody else, but I thought it was absolutely fantastic. It was a hell of a lot better than my bets were. It's like, and then insult to injury, you got Baffert on that. Well, the little horse that could. Oh, we knew he had a big heart, but it's like Seabiscuit-esque. Well, let's just get out in the lead because he didn't let other horse passes. I mean, what a story! It's like the PGA, the National Thoroughbred Association. All these people, all of these. It's scripted. I think Vince McMahon is sending out C&Ds immediately. And why are you copying my scripts?
That's good. I like that.
This is cease and desist central over here. And I don't know. I don't know. Here's what I think about the Derby. It was fun. Had a good time whipping up some food and whipping up some cocktails. But how in the hell does a 2-minute event, I'm definitely going off the deep end here. It reminds me of sex.
Oh,
how does a 2-minute event, how is that? Why? How does it require like a 4-hour, 4 hours of pre-gaming to get to 2 minutes of here we go? I don't know. I mean, I get it though. I mean, I understand. And it's like, hey, we've got one time a year to do this. It is a big deal. I mean, there's a lot of money flowing around. They bought that horse.
It was like $10,000 or $20,000 or something like that, wasn't it?
The names escaped me because it hurt me. So was it Medina?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Medina. Like $35,000 or something.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And no, but I mean, as a Colt, bought him for much less, but I think he bought him at like 35,000. It's like, oh yeah, that little thing isn't going to be able to do anything. We'll see where we go from here. And so you know what this has taught me? It's taught me don't bet against Rory McIlroy, and always bet on Bob Baffert.
Medina Spirit. Yep.
Yeah. Yep. But so, yeah. And all the horses that I bet on, actually I did bet on the second place horse, which was not horrible. And I did bet on the third place horse, which was not horrible, but all my winning bets outright, totally got hosed on those. That was, that shot in the dark. So yeah, you didn't see anything after that because I was just I had the IV of the mint juleps in on. Do I look like I've? By the way, my hat? I was trying to cover up my cheeks. Did it do it?
Yep, sure did.
Oh, perfect. And that jacket. I was wondering when you were going to get online with your jacket and do your little event.
Didn't fit.
You couldn't squeeze into the sports coat, could you?
Exactly. Hey, did we talk about the Rickie Fowler PGA thing yet?
Ooh, speaking of, no, but we did talk about Rickie Fowler earlier, but I'm glad you brought that up because here's what I'm thinking. What a can of worms this potentially opens up, right? Because, and especially since you've got the player in impact program, player incentive program. I don't know. I mean, I know there's a formal title for it, but I'm just saying it's like, well, okay, so Rickie Fowler essentially gets a PGA sponsor exemption, for the PGA Championship, right?
Right. Yep.
And I think we disagree on this. I understand why they're doing it. I understand the value that it brings from, farmers, from all the sponsorship standpoint. I understand why they're pulling Fowler into this. However, did the PGA just advantage Rickie Fowler in the PIP program that's going to now put him over people that are playing in more tournaments, that may be engaging more on social media? And it's no secret, and I don't mean this as a dig, and I respect and understand people that have been doing this a long time, but both on can we call ourselves media, content providers? I can understand how, if you've been a content provider, be it media or in whatever platform, and you've vested or invested multiple years and dollars, et cetera. And very easily, you could be one of the people that, hey, I want to start a podcast, or I want to start a show, or I want to do this. And you run it for a month or 2 months or whatever, based on your relationships. And then it just drops off and dies off and you get nothing out of it. And you've got other folks like, hopefully I can mention names. I think I can. It's our show and it's not negative, but you've got CBS, right? Where there's a vested interest across multiple media channels. And, it's like, okay, hey, well, we have to make sure we're managing things right. We have to make sure that we're, that we have a continual avenue for players to have, or personalities to have access to a channel, to be able to voice, who they are, what they do, and kind of things go on. But I think they just advantaged Rickie Fowler to be, not to say that he wouldn't be anyway, because in that model, I think he was in the top 5. I don't have it pulled up, but I think that the PGA, if I'm Max Homa, hold on. Well, Max Homa doesn't need an exemption. But if I'm just thinking about Phil Mickelson, he's a previous winner, I believe, so he's going to be able to play.
Jimmy Walker.
Jimmy Walker won. Jimmy Walker won the PGA Championship. Wasn't he the one getting the?
So he can play. Yeah, he can play.
He was getting the picture at Quail Hollow.
We saw him there.
A few years ago. Yeah.
That's not a good one.
So, but I guess, my point is you've got somebody like HV3.
Okay, HV3.
I don't know that he's qualified. He could be. I guess we should be looking up who's qualified.
But just use him as an example. Use him as an example.
Yeah. So if he's not, and now you've advantaged somebody that can play, that didn't qualify, but you're giving him a pass. Well, why does Rickie? And I know why Rickie Fowler gets the pass. Rickie gets the pass because the fan base is there. Will Zalatoris, I don't think he's qualified for the PGA Championship.
Probably not.
I'm going to look. Take the lead on this.
He might have. He's like top 20 in FedEx points. He probably has. But the point being is, like, should he get an exemption even though he hasn't qualified? And it's like they give these things out from time to time, but it's a slippery slope, right? I mean, if he doesn't qualify, why should you put him in there? Says he's done a lot for golf. Yeah, and golf's done a lot for him too. So I don't know, man. It's just one of those things where it just seems like a little unfair. It seems like it could be perceived as being, favoritism towards somebody. And if it was the Rocket Mortgage, cool. Yeah, he's a sponsor. Yeah, absolutely. But for the PGA, they live in the Masters.
Yeah, exactly. And again, by no means are we dogging out. I'm not arguing. I mean, it is what it is.
No, it's not about Rickie that much. More than sort of about, like, why are they giving people like this an exemption where they didn't qualify? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to look up the guy's name
for a major.
Yeah. I'm trying to look the gentleman's name up that qualified last week.
Mike.
On the for the PGA Professionals, he won the tournament. He qualified. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Nevertheless, I don't know. It's again, we are not professionals, so there you go. And I think they're the PGA. They can do whatever they want to do, but I think as soon as you don't do it, then how do you? I don't know. Just from the outside looking in, I can kind of see how you've singled something out. You said, hey, this is marketing dollars. But now that you put this is, we're going to do this from a marketing perspective. I totally get it. I'm happy to see him there. There's nothing wrong with it from my perspective.
No.
Other than, well, is there somebody else that's playing better golf that has a better chance to compete than said player? And, I think, does it come back to bite him if he doesn't make the cut?
Here's the other thing too. There seems to be a lot of controversy around Rickie right now. And again, we're Rickie fans. We like watching the guy play. It's all great and all fun. I heard Fowler got in a little bit of trouble with getting his hand slapped because of the comment he made about Fowler and maybe he shouldn't be shooting many commercials and this and that. And then they asked Rickie about it. And Rickie's like, I got a great team. I do what I do and this and that. But I mean, there's just a lot of controversy when a star like this falls this far from, the sun, if you will, to where like he's like out of the top 100. He's not qualifying for events. We saw it with Spieth. It didn't get as bad as where it's gotten with Rickie. Rickie's gotten really bad. I mean, he's out of the top 100. He's like 115, 116 in the world. And he's got so many people that are counting on him. It's getting kind of odd out there. It's getting really odd.
It was a big investment, right? I mean, clearly it was a big investment. I mean, look at what the PGA just did. They said, hey, here you go. Come play. I mean, there's a lot of, and not only, I mentioned it earlier, not only with Rickie, but from his standpoint, I mean, Rickie he's the medium that gets to the fans. But, think about all the advertising, right? I mean, I think this is the first Corona sponsorship that I've just seen, right? I'm sure that just didn't pop up, but I don't recall Rickie being a sponsor for Corona.
No, I don't think so. No. Mm-mm.
Yeah. So is that how much of that $40 million did Corona foot the bill for to, hey, we're there and we'll take it. It looked like they were at Baker's Bay, by the way.
Do you think they actually paid Rickie to be part of that? Or, I mean, maybe they did. Maybe they paid him like double because it was Corona and they got this huge problem with the coronavirus. So like grabbing on to whoever. Who do we got? Who's got a great Q score? Oh, give me Rickie. Give me this guy. Give me Tommy Romo.
Hey, it could be.
Do you think Rickie has a great, while we're on this up, do you think he has a great career in broadcasting after his playing days are over?
Personally, I do not. I don't think he wants one. I don't think he's going to go that avenue. I think that's. I think he's going to turn into he's going to be the Peyton Manning of commercials. I mean, he already is.
I was just wondering because I just thought about because of the whole Romo with the Corona thing. So no,
okay. I think they're two completely different people there, and I think now JT. I think yes. And I like Rickie's personality and all that stuff. I don't think Spieth has a play, the boys club. I don't think Spieth has got it. I mentioned Smiley Kaufman, but you would know who I was talking about once again. And I think it's JT. What do you say? I think fat ass ought to be worked into every broadcaster's repertoire. So,
it could be Koepka. He loves doing those Michelob commercials.
Speaking of, where's Koepka at this weekend?
You said he was on a boat somewhere, I think.
I did see some pictures, and there was not a lot of clothes, and there was a lot of sunshine. So it looks like he's having a good time. So I don't know, man. I think hopefully this. I hope it's actually a podcast incentive program and it encourages players to come on more podcasts like ours. That's what I really hope happens.
I hope so too.
And we will be as PG as needed. And I won't get too drunk and lick you. And
you're going to disappoint some people with that. They're looking forward to that out of you.
Well, okay then. I'll double fist it through the whole show. Never mind. But yeah, I don't know. I think that it's going to be interesting to see. I think the whole PGA thing. Well, you know what? We got PB coming up in a couple weeks, so we'll have to ask PB what he thinks about. PB probably doesn't care. He's probably he's still in the Dominican working on his tan, so he's having a good time.
Yep.
What did we miss? What did we miss last week?
Nothing. I mean, I think the Derby was fun. Sam Burns. I was a little disappointed with Keegan and Max Homa.
Yeah, did so I think Keegan definitely lost the tournament.
Mhm.
I mean, Sam Burns won, played, he played better than everybody else.
Sure. Yeah.
Keegan got awfully twitchy towards the end, man. I mean, he
Yeah.
just kept second guessing. I know the wind was up down there, and the heat is on. Putter kind of bit him in the ass a little bit, but
Oh man. Yeah.
he's got to. I mean, I saw a lot of this.
There was a lot of easy putts. Easy
this.
putts he missed. Yeah.
Could you imagine watching Keegan and Bubba in a group together? I mean,
Keegan and Bubba
be like, I mean,
and Scheffler.
my neck would be sore from all that. Hey, but again, maybe I need to start doing that. Maybe that's why I'm such a shitty golfer. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. And Max disappointed on Sunday. I mean, what did he shoot on Sunday? It was +2 or +3 or something.
Yeah, I think +3. Yeah,
he was like one off the lead going into that. Yeah,
I know. I thought I expected a lot more out of him, but hopefully he's not wearing it on his shoulder. I think I'm gonna find him in my DraftKings lineup this week as maybe the first person to defend the title at the Wells Fargo Championship. Maybe.
We'll see. I think I might be planning for a one and done.
Are you?
Yeah.
Definitely feeding the machine over here.
Feeding the machine. All right, so let's take a break, and when we come back, we will get into our picks and predictions for the Wells Fargo Championship.
Cheers. I guess I better pour another drink.